Students, now see the second part, the word meaning of second part at page number 28. See, open your book. Again he was asked a question that how did he get into the field of architecture. Then he told that in the college for architecture, nobody who had got below 80 to 85% was allowed to enter. I had only 50%. I wanted to join the army. I got my admission letter, but my aunt tore it up. Then I decided that I wanted to join the police force. When he was asked a question that how did he get into the field of architecture, then he said that in the college of architecture, nobody would allowed who had the mark below 80 to 85%, and he had got only 50%, so he wanted to join the army. He got the admission letter also, but his aunt tore that admission letter, and then he decided to join the police force. After that his mother said that don't join the police force, because don't join the police force, first of all complete your graduation. And that's why Hafiz contractor went to VIII college in Bombay to complete his graduation. There I was to either take French or German. Though I had studied French for 7 years, I did not know 7 words of French, so I took German. Then my German teacher died. The college told me that I could change the college or take French. Now who would give me admission in another college? I had got admission to VIII by influence. He's saying that when he went to VIII college in Bombay, there he had to choose either French or German. He's saying that he had studied French for 7 years, but he did not know the 7 words of French. So he took German, but his German teacher died, and after that he was informed by the college that he could change the college or he could take French. So he thought that who would give him admission in another college, because here in VIII college he had got an admission on the recommendation of an important person. So he thought that he would take French, and he started learning French again, and he learned it from his cousin, and his cousin was an architect's wife, and he was also going to an architect's office to learn French. Means he started learning French. He left he left French. When his German teacher died, then he was informed by the college that he should take French, and after that he started learning French, and for learning French he used to go to the office of an architect, and there he learned French. Again he was asked a question, was it then that you decided you wanted to do architecture? He was asked another question that at that time did he decide to do architecture? Hafiz contractor told that actually it all happened quite by chance. He did not want to do architecture. It was all by chance. In the architect's office, I saw somebody drawing a window detail. A window detail is a very advanced drawing. He said that when he was in the office, when he was going to learn French in the office, there he saw that somebody was drawing a window detail, and it was a very advanced drawing, and he told that the person who was drawing the window details was wrong, was not correct. The window which he had drawn could not open. Then the person beat him, and later he found that indeed his drawing was wrong. At that time, his cousin's husband was there, and he was surprised. And he said him to draw a specific things, and Hafiz contractor very immediately drew a specific designs. Again he asked me to design a house, and I designed a house. Again his cousin's husband asked him to design a house, and Hafiz contractor designed a house. After that he told me to drop everything and join architecture. When he saw the talent of Hafiz contractor, then he advised him to leave everything, to drop everything, and to join architecture. And after that, both of them went to meet the principal of the college. The principal gave him warning that he would allow him to take part in entrance exam, but if he did not do well in the entrance exam, he would not allow to join the architecture class. Then Hafiz contractor got A+ grade in entrance exam, and from that day it was a very easy task. Architecture was a very easy task for him. He said that he had never made a plan, but he knew how something looked like from the top. He had never known what a section was. Section is a part of architecture. He did not know what a section was, but he knew if he cut a plan, how it would look like. And after that, he stood first class throughout his class. He stood first throughout his class, and here he is saying that I believe that all this understanding came from what I used to play and do during school. And he had strong belief that whatever he learned, it was the result of his playing during his school days. He said that he had a friend named Behram Divecha, and both of them had the competitions for designing forts, guns, and ammunition. Ammunition means the supply of bullets. And each of them tried to design, each of them made an effort to design all these things in a very different way. Means both the friends made the designs of forts, guns, but they tried to make the designs in a different way. In school, when he was in second or third standard, one of his teachers, Mrs. Gupta, when he saw his sketches, his drawings, then he told that you are useless in everything, but your drawing, your sketches are very good, and when you would grow up, you will become an architect. I did not know at that time, but his teacher was right. Hafiz contractor is saying that he did not know at that time when his teacher told so, but she was right. And later, after becoming an architect, I went back, means Hafiz contractor went back to meet his teacher, Mrs. Gupta. Again, Hafiz contractor was asked question, why do you think you did not like studies? Was it because you felt you could not cope, could not deal with the curriculum? He was asked that why did he think that he did not like studies? Was it the reason that he thought that he would not be able to bear the subjects, to bear the curriculum? Hafiz contractors said that he was very bad at language, science and geography he could deal with. Means he was very bad. He was not good in language. He could deal with science and geography, but maths was very bad. He said in the starting of the chapter also that he had nightmares about maths. I just was not interested. I was studying for the sake of studying. What they taught me today, I'd forget after 2 days. Whatever he was being taught in the class, he forgot after 2 days. I am not bothered because there was no application of mind there to begin with. And he would not bother because to begin the study, it required an application of mind, it required the concentration of mind, and he had no concentration of mind in the study. Again he was asked the question, did you think that what they taught in school was boring, or did you feel that once you understood the concept of what was being taught, you lost interest in the rest of the lesson? He was asked a question that whatever he was being taught in the school, that was boring, or whatever he once understood the concept of the subject of the teaching, then he lost interest in those subjects. He said that living in a boarding school is difficult. We were just living from day to day. He said that living in a boarding school was very difficult things, and anyhow he was passing his day one by one. Nowadays there are so many tests. Back then whenever we had tests, we used to just copy. He's saying that this time there are so many tests, but when he was a student at that time, in test he used to copy, and the teacher thought at that time that the students had done their work. There is a contention that giftedness and learning disabilities go hand in hand. Do you think this applies to you? He was again asked a question by Bella Raja that there is a controversy that giftedness means having special abilities and learning disabilities go together. Do you think that this thing applies with you? Office contractors said that, well, take some students from my class. Those who always stood first or second are today doing very ordinary jobs. He said that the students who always stood first or second in my class today, they are doing a very simple, very ordinary job. I have come across this situation in so many different places where people tell me that their class toppers are doing very ordinary today. Office contractor, in school, I think living our lives there made us street smarts. He's saying that in school, I did not follow any rules and regulations. Means I lived my life, I lived my school life self-dependent. And the way which I lived my life, the way in which I spent my school days made me self-dependent. I have learned more things by doing, not by academics. I have learned more by doing what I did on my own than what academics would have taught me. Means whatever the school taught me, in the comparison of school teaching, he learned so many things by doing the things himself. He learned the things by doing himself in the comparison of the teaching of the school. Again he was asked the question, that is because the personality and skills were there, you were able to find expression in a manner you are comfortable with, and you defied every rule so that nobody would stop you from doing what you needed to do. You lived your life in your own way. That's why the personality and skills are there in you, and you are able to find the expression in a very specific way, in a very comfortable way, and you broke the rule so that nobody would stop you from doing whatever you were doing at that time, whatever you liked to do. So nobody came and stopped you to do that things. Office contractor said that I was most interested in other things. He said that he had too much interest in other things also. If, for example, while in class it started raining outside, I would think of the flowing water and how to build a dam to block it. He said that he used to think about many other things also. Whenever he was in the class and it started raining, at that time he would think of the flowing water, and he thought that how he would be able to build a dam and to block the water. I would be thinking about the flow of water within the dam and how much water the dam would be able to hold. That was my interest for the day. He would think at that time, he used to think that how he would be able to control the flow of the water and how much of water the dam would be able to hold. What would be the capacity of the dam to have the water? Such kind of interest was there in him at that time. When students lost a button while playing or fighting, they would come running to me and I would cut a button for them from chalk using a blade. He said that when the students lost their buttons in fighting or playing, they used to come to him and used to make a button from a chalk using a blade. Discipline in the school was very important and no student could afford to have a button missing. Discipline in the school was very essential thing and no student could go in the school without button. That's why I made the buttons of the chalk with the help of the blade. The students would get past dinner with a full neat uniform and after that it did not matter. When the students got the button, they got the past dinner with full neat uniform and after that the button did not matter. Again he was asked a question, coming to the present, how do you decide as to what kind of structure you want to give a client? Bela Raja asked that this time when you see your client, your customer, how do you decide that what kind of structure, what kind of design your customer wants? Office contractor, I look at the client face. He said that he looks at the face of the client, his clothes, the way of his talking, his pronunciation, the way of his eating, and after looking all these things, I become able to know the taste, the desire of that client, what kind of a structure he wants. I sketch very spontaneously on a paper spot and that paper I give to my people in the office. I sketch very naturally on a paper and that paper I hand over to my office BR. You do it instinctively. You again he was asked the question that you make a sketch very naturally. Office contractor said, call it instinct, call it arithmetic, whatever. You can say it, you can call it instinct, natural, you can say it arithmetic, whatever. Now it comes to me like mathematics, but making a design, making a structure comes to me like mathematics. Putting design, construction, psychology and sociology together and making a sketch from all that is mathematics. He gave the definition of math. He gave the definition of mathematics. What? Making a sketch with putting designs, constructions, psychology and sociology together make mathematics. And making a sketch from all these things means putting designs, constructions, psychology and sociology together, and to make a sketch from all these things is a mathematics. Here we almost come to a full circle. Here we moves around where Mr. Contractor has drawn his own explanation of mathematics. He has drawn his own explanation, interpretation of mathematics, but taking it from a subject he hated to. When he took mathematics as a subject at that time, he did not like it, he hated it. But now, to a subject he now loves dealing with. But now he took it as mathematics, but dealing with this subject, this time he loves it too much. When he took it as a subject, he did not like, he hated this. But here now this time, when he became an architect, then when he deals with his architecture, then he loves this subject. Dear students, your part second is also completed. I hope you all have understood. Revise these two parts at your home after writing the word meaning. Read the chapter, revise it. I will provide you the exercise next day. That's all for today. Dear students, again I am repeating, concentrate your mind, repeat it. It is a very inspirational chapter, so revise it at your home. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.